Good morning. Hi. Hi, honey. Hi. What's this?
Tiptoe has lived in our backyard since he was 7 years old, and over the years we have done quite a few little projects to make it more tortoise friendly. He pretty much owns the entire backyard now. We've like renovated so many things for him, but I'll give you guys a look at what we already have done and then what we are planning to do. When Tiptoe first moved outside, we put in this wrought iron fence that goes around the perimeter of the enclosure because we have this tiered backyard. I don't know, it's kind of weird. We have 3 levels, and Tiptoe being the climber that he is, the fear was that he would climb up these steps and do a drop off of these ledges. So we put in this metal fence and it does a great job. However, Mr. Tippy Toes has found out how to put his foot on that middle section, and that's like somewhat of a concern. He also is a fan of climbing the sides of the fence. Last week, sitting crisscross applesauce, I always try to get Tiptoe in the screen, but you know what? He's a man on the move. But last week we went to Home Depot and we purchased these sheets of plywood, cut them into pieces and put them vertically. That way there's no like little step for him to catch his toes on. And the hope is that this time when he tries to climb the side of the enclosure, he just like can't. He can't. And I'm pretty hopeful for that. So we have that going around the wrought iron fence. We have a few more sections that we have to get completed. But let's take a trip to the side of the house. We put the wood along the back part of the house, cut little holes out. That's actually a gas line, and Tiptoe loves to climb it, so safety wise, I don't recommend that. Tiptoe likes to climb the sides of the house. He likes to like look in the window, get a good shot. That's where, again, these pieces of plywood are so helpful, because prior to having them, he's climbing the side of the house with the stucco and he's rubbing his shell on the stucco. There's stucco coming off. I'm sure that that's not good for him to breathe in. Doesn't sound fantastic. So I'm really happy with our gate changes. I feel like that has been and will be very effective for us. Hi, sweets. You want to come say hi? Come on. Yeah, that's my boy. You want to smell and see if I'm food? On to the next. We had this pool put in for Tiptoe 2 years ago by one of my mom's friends who's a contractor, and this has been a savior. If you have a tortoise, I highly recommend a little soaking pond. It has been wonderful. So we built out Tiptoe's house Tiptoe's pool 2 years ago, and what we did for that is we dug a hole in the ground that was just deep enough where he could easily get in and out of the spa pool. Then we took a metal mesh lining, placed that down, and then put concrete over it, flattened it out. We have a little brick detailing along the side. Thank you so much to our incredible builders, because this is perfect. He can get out pretty easily. Sometimes there's a few little bumps, a few slips here or there, but for the most part, he's great. Tiptoe is on his second outdoor house. His first house was built when he was about 7 years old, and it lasted him maybe 5 or 6 years. He was growing very rapidly from the ages of like 7 to 12, like insane growth spurts. So that house did well, and then my grandfather built his current house for him, which I'll give you guys a look at. Let me close the doors. So from the outside, we've got a beautiful window on one side. We have 2 latch doors, which we do not utilize the latch on. You showing off your house. We run to this side. We have another window here with a removable little piece of wood. Yeah. We enter the home and we have a heating pad. We have a heating electronic thermometer, which we can track through our phones. We have 3 heat lamps, 1 red bulb, and then 2 ceramic bulbs. I prefer the ceramic bulbs because I feel like fire danger wise, that's our best bet. And these backwood pieces are because Tiptoe has, I mean, he tries to like root in his house and like dig in the corner a little bit, so we had to put up an extra layer also to keep the heat in during the colder months. I have talked about rebuilding Tiptoe's house multiple times, and that is still our main goal. However, I initially wanted my grandfather to help out with it, which he totally will, but like, it's a lot of work to build a house, and I just want to make sure that we do it like perfectly, you know? So I've been looking up some ideas, but I'm definitely, if you guys have any ideas of what we can do for a new house, like, I know I need it to be taller because he tries to climb in there and tries to get up the corners. Maybe a little bit wider, but size, like lengthwise and depthwise, it's pretty good. He doesn't need too much room in there because he really just does use it for sleeping. My big boy. So I'm hoping that, you know, over the next couple weeks I can start to get some more plans like written out for his home. Oh, and I think it's just gonna be really, really fun. I do have a question for you guys. We have had Tiptoe's substrate is decomposed granite, and we've had this for a while. However, it's quite dirty. I mean, any sort of enclosure flooring I feel like has potential to be a little bit dirty, and that's totally fine, but he loves to get his toes in it, and then he goes in the pool, so we are cleaning the pool out so much just because it gets so dirty. Again, it's an animal, it's really fine. However, we think that we can get something better for the substrate that we're using in here. I posted about it on our Facebook page to see if anybody had any recommendations, and a lot of people were saying AstroTurf. However, we used to have AstroTurf out here. One, in the summer months, I'll use like a temperature gun to check how hot it is. It's like 145 degrees. That's crazy. So I think it's a little bit too warm. Plus, Tiptoe, he does try to eat the artificial grass. I get it. It looks good. It's green, it's juicy, delicious, but we can't do that. That being said, I think like a clover of some sort would look really nice. The maintenance on that, I don't really know what it is, so we may do a little bit of searching for that, but I just want it to be something that's like not completely like man-made. Like, we're not gonna put cement back here. I feel like that would make this a total jail cell, especially with the walls being covered with this wood now, which might seem like a bad thing, but it actually is better for Tiptoe, because if he can't see out of it, that's a lot better. Imagine there being like a beautiful bright yellow flower on the other side of the fence and he can see it but he can't access it. Bummer. So I think that this is gonna be great for him. I also think it would be pretty fun to paint like some sort of a scene along the side of this. I thought it would, wait, idea. What if for everybody that we have come over, they paint their hand and they put it on the wall? So it ends up being like all of Tiptoe's friends and family all over the wall. I think that would be amazing. Thank you guys so much for watching our little backyard update. If you guys have any comments or suggestions about the backyard, maybe about the little art project on the wood walls or anything of the sort, please comment and let us know. Your comments and likes really support our channel and keep us making fun videos of Tiptoe and his day-to-day. Tiptoe says happy Sunday, have an amazing day, be slow and steady, follow your gut, and peace and blessings.